We are recording. Start recording. Here we go. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. On today's episode, we got some good news and we got some even better news. Life is hard.
What?
And you can handle it. You, yes, you. I'm looking at you. You can handle it. It's just a matter of choosing your hard.
Choose your hard here on Just These Guys. You know, we got Pastor Mike on the mic.
Oh, we got Dr. Parker in the house.
And we have a little gift from a fellow listener, Bill.
Oh, yeah. We got the old green machine lit up and looking good down there. Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill brought that to you for...
He sure did.
That's your pickup.
Yep. That was a little Christmas gift. And that's the old 59, which is sadly sitting in my driveway, weathering away. So today, Doc.
But aren't that what they're supposed to do?
Yeah. You know, we need to celebrate here just for a second.
Yes, before we get rolling, anybody listening to the show right now, we truly appreciate you listening. We want you to take just a second, hit the like button, hit the follow, hit the subscribe, so that those, you know, it's a little thing on your part, takes you 2 seconds, but it helps us out immensely with the many computerized AI algorithms they got going on out there anymore. If you take a moment to just hit that like button, share or subscribe, any activity you can do on your iPhone or on your computer, wherever you're listening to this or watching it at, truly, that's how you can show us your appreciation. You don't need to make us fancy artwork, mail it in for our Christmas for us to display in our garage.
Yeah.
just slowly reach over, tap the like button, and while you're there, hit the follow. Now you're done.
A little thing, but such a big thing. And that's something that apparently, according to YouTube, over 1,000 people have done in the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So here we go.
It's amazing. I wanted to share with you, because this is really the only time we get to talk about it. Mm-hmm. I got some information here somewhere. There it is. I looked at the stats on the podcast. You're talking about YouTube, the videos. On the podcast.
Yeah.
Interestingly, our viewership, listenership, number of people listening has started elevating. It's not like in the past we'd see higher numbers, but a lot of times that was somebody listening to the same podcast a couple of times in a row just to hear what we're talking about. But now our listenership has gone up tremendously. And interestingly enough, we're hitting high in Singapore and Canada and Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys for joining us from overseas. And within this country, Colorado has taken over the leadership as the number one downloaders for Just These Guys, you know, more than Kansas, more than Missouri. So
dang. Well, that is pretty dang cool. We may have to take this thing on the road.
Yeah, we'll get a bus.
Let's drive to Colorado, then let's drive to Singapore, and let's drive to... That's amazing. It's so crazy what the internet has to offer.
And it's all due to Bill, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
You inspired us. We thought...
He wears our T-shirt. And
oh, yeah. He has just completely blown this thing up. So... today, when I came in here, what I really had on my heart with this whole choose your hard thing was, you know, this just continues to follow along with the idea of being mentally tough.
Yeah.
And having a grip on life instead of life having a grip on you.
Sure.
And one of the things in this world that we must have hold on. In order for us to do this thing, we have to have mental toughness, and that is to forgive. Forgiveness is something that at some level we all struggle with. But the more we do it, the more we realize how good it is, and how not only good, but it's a hard good. It's challenging, but when we choose forgiveness, there's so much freedom that can come from this.
And we're talking about mentally tough, and I don't know what images come to mind for people when we talk about tough, mentally tough, and maybe they see themselves, in a very difficult situation, slugging it out. My goal is for people, for clients, for listeners, mental toughness from the outside to the other person, what they would see is something looks easy to you.
Mm-hmm.
So how much weight can you lift in one squat?
You're asking me literally how much weight?
If you go to Lowe's and you need a bunch of cement, say 20 bags of cement, and you go over to where the cement bags are, are you going to ask the Lowe's employee to load the pallet for you, or are you going to load it?
Well, it's getting there. I'm asking.
And so when you go over there and you're looking at all that cement and you're waiting for the Lowe's employee to show up, and another guy in, jeans with his jeans tucked into his boots and his tank top, and he goes over there and he starts picking up individual bags of cement and putting them on his own pallet, you think, man, he is strong. And then his partner comes up and he's grabbing 2 bags of cement at a time.
Yeah.
And putting them on the pallet. And you're thinking, man, he's dumb. But we say people are strong because what we see them able to handle in terms of weight.
Yeah.
And if I'm struggling to pick this cement up and I'm staggering over and I drop it on the pallet, you don't say I'm strong. But when you see me pick the bag up with ease and set it on the pallet, you say, man, he's strong. And so mental toughness is about being able to handle situations with dignity and pride and character that other people would struggle with. Being mentally tough life is hard. And how you get through life, the more mentally tough you are, the smoother you can do a lot of these things.
Yeah, because in this world, again, we choose our hard. And one of the hardest things to do is to actually forgive. But as time continues to go by, the more we realize how mentally strong we are, because we have the ability to forgive, and all of a sudden, where that forgiveness before was a mountain, is now just a molehill. It's not that big of a deal. I can forgive. I love what you said one time, and it stuck with me. It's crazy how many just little things over the last few years have really have just stuck. But you said this. You said, wake up every day and just choose to walk in pre-forgiveness. And in everything I do, everywhere I go, I'm just going to walk in a spirit of forgiveness. And so you didn't open that door for me. It's all good. I forgive you. You cut me off in traffic there. It's cool. I forgive you. You lied to me about something. You did this or you did that. It's okay. I'm going to forgive, because all we do oftentimes when we choose to not forgive, when we walk in unforgiveness, is really only affecting us. We're the ones that are swallowing the poison and expecting the other person to be affected by it, but we're the only ones that are slowly dying inside, and we are just growing in our bitterness.
And for our new listeners who've joined us recently, pre-forgiveness, you are smart. You have driven the same route to work every day for 5 years now. You know what the traffic is going to be like. You know there's going to be some yahoo trying to get off on the hillside exit from the far left lane. You know that when you get to work, that employee, that coworker he does it every day. He's going to do something stupid. He's going to leave his tools somewhere. He's going to be late. He's going to leave early. You know these things are coming. You know your kids are going to make a mess. You know that. And so since you know these things are coming, forgive them now. And then when you see it happen, you can smile. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. Yep. There he goes. Wow. He's late every day.
Yeah.
we walk to work like, oh my God, if he's late again, and we're getting mad, he's not even late yet. And then when he is late, then we blow up. And so we've spent the morning mad. We've spent the morning pre-staging our madness. And then when it actually occurs, we feel justified in our madness. And then we go home mad. Who's suffering?
That's exactly right. We wake up and we immediately go into a dress rehearsal of what we're going to think.
Yeah.
We think that we're going to walk into this kind of a scenario, and it may very well happen. But you're already mad about it.
And that's a great tactic. You just said it. A dress rehearsal for the day. Mm-hmm. We're dress rehearsing all in the negative.
Right.
We're getting our angry rants ready to go. We're getting our skin thinner. Getting ready to go off on somebody because we knew, and so we got the perfect comeback line. Well, how about game plan for the good?
Yeah, absolutely. And who is it that initially encouraged us, for those of us who are desiring to walk in a Christian character? Who is it that initially told us that we should forgive?
Would that be Jesus?
Hey, the answer is always Jesus. The one who Peter walked up to, and Peter thought he was all full of himself and was going to look good in the eyes of Jesus. And he said, Lord, how many times should I forgive my enemy or someone who has, done me wrong? 7 times? Up to 7 times? That's approximately twice as much as the Jewish law called for.
Right.
If you were following the law, you were going to forgive him up to 3 times. Beyond that, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
So he doubles it up, and he says 7 times, thinking Jesus is going to be like, ooh, man, look at you. 7. And Jesus says, nope. He says 70 times 7. So the number 490 doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It means as many times as it takes. And it also means with as much forgiveness, with as much grace, the 1,000th time as it was the first time.
And you started out the show talking about the title being Choose Your Hard.
Yeah.
Tell me more what you were thinking when you said that. Choose your hard.
Well, choose your hard. Life is going to be hard. So let's just say you're in a relationship, maybe you're in a marriage, and you're really struggling. One or the other has done something to offend the other, even sinned against the other. And the person has a choice now, either to forgive, which is hard, or to not forgive, which is hard. Because if the relationship stays together, you know what? Relationships are hard. It's going to be difficult to work through everything and to come out on the other side better. But also to choose unforgiveness and to choose that it's time to go. And sometimes that needs to happen. Sometimes there's abuse in a relationship that isn't healthy for anybody. And so you have to choose that hard. Our life choices are hard. And so you choose your hard. And when you get up in the morning and you realize that it's going to be a hard day, it's actually a whole lot easier when you wake up and you realize that, and then you start to depend on the one who can help to get you through it. And so just the idea that we have choices in this life. Again, what do you want? And it doesn't mean that what you want is going to be easy. Oftentimes what you want is still going to be hard.
Yeah.
But you choose your hard. And so I was able to give that advice to someone here. It was about a month ago. And they came back around to me and they said, our marriage has been better this last month than it has been in years. And nothing has changed other than I realized that I just have to choose my hard. I thought that the only hard was staying. But I realize now that when I was willing to sit down and work through this, that it's it goes back to what you always say is better. Ultimately, what is better? And it still doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
You said choose your hard. And a lot of ideas came to my mind. And of course, when these things are happening, you go to your own life,
Yeah.
But, not even just in my life, but I hear people all the time talk about their financial situation and, where they're at financially and how it's hard, to pay the bills and then if I suggest, have you thought of going back to school? Have you thought about searching for a newer, better job? Then they start talking about how hard that would be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going back to school. I don't have time for that. If, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to do that. And then I don't know if I could afford it and la, 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 la. And it'll be hard. Yeah. And they're choosing by not choosing. They feel trapped. They don't even give themselves that choice. And yes, it would be a sacrifice to go to work 8 to 5 and then to go to school at night from 6 to 10 for a year or 2 years. It would be hard. But which would be better a year from now?
Mm.
Which would be better 2 years from now?
There you go.
It would be hard to cut the budget. But which would be better a year from now or 2 years from now?
Yep. The band Rush just came rushing into my mind when you were talking right there. It's the line that goes, even when you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Boom.
You still have made a choice. It's a great tune. Now I'm distracted. But, the good news is we're all in this together. And if you're dealing with a difficult decision today, maybe sit down and just really look at both options, realizing that they're both going to be challenging. It's going to take some mental toughness. But the bottom line is which one is ultimately, like you said, which one is ultimately going to take you down a path where you want to be. And so if that's, I'm dealing with a couple right now that if I can help them to see this, I think that it can, it benefits so many more lives than just them. And that's the thing too, that we often forget just what kind of ripple effect our decisions have in the people around us.
Right. And our decisions have ripple effects in our lives. And there's the very famous commencement speech at the University of Texas, graduation by the Navy SEAL admiral. And, 10 things I learned as a Navy SEAL.
Mm.
And number 1, make your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, when you make your bed, you start the day with a small achievement, which then motivates you to achieve the next thing and the next thing. And if at the end of the day, everything's gone haywire, and at least you have a nice bed to go back to.
There you go.
But the idea, and this is, something that came to my mind was, things often look hard because, they look big, they look distant, they look undoable. And so the idea of going back to school at night while I work during the day seems like a very impossible task. And it may be not something you choose today, but maybe you set that as a goal a year from now or 2 years from now. And between now and then, you start choosing hard battles that you can win. To, what are the skill sets you're going to need to go to school for a year? And what's your budget going to need to look like to carry you through that year? So can you make your bed every day for the next year to get used to getting into routine and consistency? Can you come home every night and sit down and start reading some things so that you start getting into a routine of studying? Can you look at your budget and start putting some money aside here and there so that when you enroll in school, so the hard battle down the road can be won if you prepare with the smaller battles early on. Like championship prize fighters, they don't, when you enter boxing, you don't go fight Mike Tyson.
Right. If you're smart.
Yeah, you have some rounds before that with some undercard people, with some smaller fighters, and you work your way up. And so choose your hard. Life's hard. So, Dan Bongino, again, I've been listening to him a lot lately, and he's talking about at the level where he was at in the FBI, things came onto his desk. There were no easy choices.
Mm.
He said if there were easy choices to be made in these situations, they'd have been made by the other guys.
Yeah.
So when they landed on his desk or Cash's desk, he said you have two options, shitty option or a shittier option.
Mm-hmm.
And life's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Choose your heart.
Choose your hard.
Choose your hard.
Remembering, as Mr. Alexander Pope, an English poet, I believe, back in 1711.
Wow.
Pulling out some deep facts.
Yeah.
He said this. Maybe you didn't know this is where this came from. To err is human, but to forgive is divine.
Boom.
And he most likely got that from Mr. Paul, who in Ephesians chapter 4, which that's what we're going to go over tonight in our Bibles and barbecue.
6 o'clock, 1935 West Central.
That's right. He talked about how we are to forgive because we have been forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's where the divine part comes in.
That's where the divine comes in. We have the ability within us to forgive beyond what we even can imagine, what we're capable of. And so choose your hard.
Choose your hard.
Choose your heart.
Thank
Awesome.
You. Thank you, Pastor Mike.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Listening in, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's just continue to reach out and
especially if you're still listening right now.
Find
hit the dang button.
That's right. Yeah.
If you just wasted 20 minutes.
If you stuck around this long, and here's the thing: if you don't do it, we forgive you.
We're choosing our hard.
Yes, that's right. Have an awesome week.
See you guys.